Everybody, all you Move, Think, Smile followers, and all the rock stars in our health and wellness business group. That is our high octane health businesses. It's Adam Von Inns and Elliot Foscheron coming at you live today. And today we got a very special episode, the death of wellness, program paralysis. Now, I know it sounds pretty intense, but this is something that we're seeing a lot happen with a lot of really talented, amazing wellness folks. And it doesn't matter if they're an integrative or a functional or holistic, if they're a health coach or if they're a wellness practitioner. A lot of people keep making this big, giant mistake, and it's literally costing them millions of dollars in their business because they have bought into this myth. And I don't know where the myth came from. And to be full transparent, we bought into the myth too a long time ago that you've got to build it before they come. And what ends up happening is you think you've got to have your program together. You got to have all your stuff together before you start getting clients, or it's not going to work. And I can tell you right off, that is going to kill your business. It almost destroyed Move, Think, Smile when we tried that several years ago. And we're watching it happen again and again. And Elia, I know you were just talking to some people about program paralysis. I mean, this is a real thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And, I was actually just talking to somebody just a couple hours ago that was like, I have like 5 clients that I haven't gotten back to, and I'm just stuck in this paralysis because I feel like I don't have my program together. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to take them through. And so I'm not calling them back. And this is a really big problem, right? I mean, we have to understand that I think some of this is just so ingrained. Like we grew up thinking it's like, oh, it's a business. We have to have something they can walk into or something that they can buy or purchase or put their hands on. And so it's very different when you're working in the virtual space and you're working in a health coaching, functional way with people where you're not actually giving them a tangible product that they're going to like open in a box, right? But it's actually a transformation inside that they're going to get. It gets confusing for people. So I think, the program being done feels like a safety net.
And I can tell you right now, the truth is building your program first is the worst thing that you can do, not for just your business, but for your clients. And here is why. Right now, we are at an epic turning point from a healthcare system based on sickness, managing and mitigating the symptoms, to one of wellness, long-term feeling good, prolonging people's lives, making their quality of life better. There's 157 million people out there right now who are sick of the hospital system. They're sick of the drug system, but they don't know how to get well. So if we're out there and we're basically struggling or we're hiding behind, I got to get my program together, everything's going to be perfect, I got to do all these things, you're literally doing 2 things. Number one, the people who need your help are not getting your help. That's what's happening right now. And number 2, you're leaving a lot of money on the table for your business. And this is why so many people struggle to have a healthy bottom line. So if you want to know how to dispel program paralysis and the secret to getting better results for your clients, and I'm not kidding about this, guys, and you want to know exactly how to structure a business to take people from who the heck are you to thank you for taking my credit card, then you're going to love this episode. And why is it do we get into this whole mindset that we've got to build it before they come? Now, I'll let Ellie kind of chime in here, but for my take, because we had a retail and manufacturing business. And if you're going to have a retail shop, you got to put stuff in it to sell, right? So if you're going to sell vitamins, you got to vitamins in there. If you're going to sell surfboards, like we had surfboards, you got to put them in there. If you're going to sell kiteboards, you got to put them in there. If you're going to sell trinkets or t-shirts or whatever it is, you got to put something in the store if you're going to have a retail shop. And I think that's maybe where this comes from. Ellie, where do you think this myth that you got to build it before they comes in?
Yeah, I think it comes from that because we're so used to this is how business works. Like you set something up, you have something for people to buy, and they need to come in and see it and buy it. And I also think that this comes from really like a way of sort of sabotaging ourselves. And, maybe we're worried about our worth, or worried about the value, or worried about how much we can charge, or worried about if people are going to really get results. And so we put too much onus on the program, when the program is really just, it's a how, it's a tool, but it is not the magic pill that transforms your clients.
Exactly. Exactly. So a lot of us fall in this trap thinking that we've got to build it before they come. And I cannot tell you, it's kind of like what comes first, the chicken or the egg. This is not a question here. I can tell you right now, here's what happened to us. We spent 2 years building this absolutely amazing for our first health and wellness program that we launched out there. And we help people with fatigue, and we still do this. But we spent 2 years building this amazing program, 14 weeks long, absolutely incredible videos in there. We did green screen work, Hollywood stuff, amazing sound production, cool effects, all this stuff. We gamified the entire experience. And with our second or third client, we had to change the entire thing because we discovered it wasn't what they needed. We discovered what it wasn't they needed. So we wasted 2 years and left all the people out there who could have used our help basically stranded. And we weren't able to help them because we were too busy trying to build our program. And we were sitting in this paralysis mode going, we can't get out there and market. We can't help people. We can't get clients. We can't talk to anybody until our program is done. Am I right, Elia?
Yeah. And, thinking back on that, I think, for me, a big part of it was feeling like it would bolster my confidence, because it was like, okay, I have something, I know what I'm doing. I know, how I'm going to take my clients through this process. And for me, it was like, I really needed that. And I remember people telling me, don't do this, don't do the program first. You've got it backwards. And I was just like, well, I know, I get it. And maybe on my second program, I'll do that. But I just feel like I have to do it this way. And then it started taking us so long to actually create the program that about halfway through, I remember thinking, oh man, okay, maybe we shouldn't be doing it this way. But we had already invested so much time. And I was like, if we stop now, we will never finish this program. So I thought, well, we have to keep going because we have to finish what we started. And so, I think there's kind of a trap that happens with that. I remember speaking to a woman just a couple of weeks ago on the phone who wanted to, grow her health business, but she's like, but I have to finish all my programs first. And she had I don't know, I want to say 15 different programs that she had already built. She's like, this is for this person, and this is for this person, and this is for this person, but I have to finish all these. And then I have to put them all up on my website. I have to make sure people can buy them and this whole thing. And again, it's a lot of work without, really testing it yet, without really realizing, again, we have to lean into what we know and how we can help our clients versus putting all of our eggs in the program.
Well, I also think this stems from the old school business thought. So back in the day, a company would design a product and then go find people to buy it.
Yeah.
Hey, this is a great idea. Let's go find somebody to buy it. So they would go ahead, they put all this money into it, design, production, manufacturing. Then they might test it a little bit, and then they would go out there and it would fall flat. And this is a story that's happened time and time again. Whereas it wasn't until maybe the early 90s that we started getting smart. We're like, oh, what if we go ask the people what it is they need help with? Mm-hmm. And then we can build something that gets them what they want. Because the reality is, guys, if you're a health or wellness expert, and it doesn't matter if you're an integrative nutrition health coach like I am, or if you're a functional practitioner like our client Jake is, or if you're a holistic professional like our client Haley is, it doesn't matter. If you've got the talents, you've got the knowledge, and you're good at what you do, and if somebody knocked on your door right now, knock and open it up, insert health problem here. It doesn't matter. Let's say they're overweight. Let's say they've got diabetes. Let's say they've got hypertension. Let's say they've got an autoimmune disorder. It does not matter. If you have the skills to help that person right then and there better their life, transform their wellness for the long term, would you say no because your program's not ready yet? No, of course you wouldn't. So why would you do that to your business by hiding behind the program? I'm not saying you don't want to have quality. I'm not saying you don't want to be, you don't know what you're doing. Yeah. I'm saying you don't need to have a program. You can literally lay down the first 7 days of something you're going to work with a group of people on, and then build the rest of it from there based on their feedback they give you. And when you do that, your clients will have better results because they're telling you what they need instead of you thinking and guessing what they need. You've already got the skills. You've already got the skills. You don't need to build this crazy ass program out there. And what a lot of people think is, well, I want to sell this course. I'm going to have a $97 course or $497, or maybe I'm going to go crazy and go $997 for my do-it-yourself thing. And I can tell you right now, if you're going to do that, you're going to struggle really making it, pulling it together, because courses and do-it-yourself stuff does not change someone's health for the long term. It makes them feel good for the moment. It gives them a kind of like a, what is it called? That instant gratitude, kind of like when you check something off your to-do list and the thing goes green, like dopamine hits, like I'm doing something, but then it just becomes a dust collector on the hard drive.
Yeah.
And so hiding behind the program, guys, like I understand where it comes from, but you got to get out of this paralysis, thinking that I've got to build this before they come, because it's absolutely not true. Right, Elia?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the other thing too is kind of like what I said earlier, is really realizing that the program is just a tool. Every one of you has a huge toolbox of things that you use to work with your clients, and the program is just one of them. And as Adam said, as long as you have a solid, even if you just had an outline of like, okay, this is what I think I'm going to do. This is kind of what I'm thinking. This is, what I'm feeling, but then have the flexibility to be able to change some of that, and to also have the flexibility to take those people in no matter where you're at. I think that's so important. And this requires a leap of faith, and it requires trust. So if you're really struggling with a lot of confidence issues, doubt, self-worth, wondering if you're good enough, looking at online on everybody else and thinking, oh my gosh, they're so much better than I am, or they have so much, more expertise, then this is where you're really, really going to get stuck.
Yeah. And I can tell you right now, if you're trying to sell programs, the elusive P word, that's where people who play small stay, right? It's about them. It's about the business. It's about making money. It's about bringing in stuff. But when you actually get your thought and you transfer it over to, okay, there are people right now who need my help. How can I help them right now? You can literally get clients in today. You can start working with people now. You can have income coming into your business. It is very possible to have healthy clients and a healthy bottom line when you get rid of the paralysis and you start freezing. You're going, I can't work with anybody because I don't have my program ready. I don't have my program ready. Can't work with anybody. Mm-hmm. Guys, we've got to get you past this stuff. So Ellie, what are a couple tips that we can give them? It's like, how do we dispel the program paralysis?
Well, I think the first step is really coming back to and making a list of all the ways that you know everything you need to know already, right? Is really coming back to bolstering your own expertise and your own knowledge, and thinking about all of the coaching sessions or consultations or discovery sessions, whatever you're calling them, how many of those that you've had and been able to navigate any question that got thrown at you, and you were able to help them, right? Because I think sometimes that paralysis, when it hits us, we become like a deer in headlights, and oftentimes we forget how smart we are and how capable we are and how many, tools that we do have in our toolbox. So I think it's making that list and reminding yourself of how you've actually already been working in a program style with almost everyone that you're working with. It's just the program is being created on the fly. It's being created in the moment. It's being created by what the client needs.
And that is way more powerful. This is a huge thing. This is what we call integrative business, because what you're doing is you're looking at the client first. You're putting them at the first. Our intention is all about making them better and letting them guide us on what they need when they need it. Obviously, we do know a certain structure. We do have our health coaching credentials, our functional credentials, our nutrition credentials, whatever your credentials are. You know what it takes to get there. But as the way you structure it and the way you deliver it, the clients will tell you what they need now, what they need next week, or what they need the week after that. And when you do it that way, honest truth is you get so much better results with your clients, and they will be calling you up and they'll want to keep working with you again and again and again. And that's how our clients do it. And I could talk about, let's say, who did not have their program up and running? Oh, Haley McBain. Did she have a full 12-week program helping people with pelvic floor before she launched and got her first clients in? No. She had part of it go, but then she let the clients work with her. Who's another great example? Let's say Amanda Himman. We worked with her. Right? She's an integrative nutrition health coach. She's also got a functional background, super cool woman. She didn't have her entire thing together, right? She started building it when it was going on. Let's see, Kara Williams, right? She works with people in diabetes and lowering their A1C score naturally. She didn't have it together. She started working with clients first. Mia Gall, she works with IBS. She didn't have a full 8-week program helping people with digestive disorders. She got the clients who started working with them and built it as they came in. Build it as they come, not build it then they come. That's the wrong way to do it. That's the wrong way to do it. And guys, you can tap into the 157 million people out there right now who feel trapped in our healthcare systems. I don't know if you know this, but there is legitimately, and this comes from a really respectable research company, Market Data LLC, 157 million people feel like they're trapped in the healthcare sickness model, just getting their symptoms managed and mitigated, and they want true wellness. They want health coaching. They want to get out of this. They want to feel better. They don't want their lives to slowly go downhill, which we know that's what corporate sickness model usually does. And there's no way that you should be capping your business or basically saying no to people. It's kind of like this. It's like if there's a flaming car wreck right outside of your front of your house, and you know how to pull up the door and get the people out, would you say no because you don't have your program together yet on how to pull someone out of a flaming car? No, you wouldn't. So why are you doing that to your business? Guys, it's all about this. There's 3 simple steps, and Elliot can elaborate on them. Number 1, you got to change the structure of how you're doing things. You just do. There's a much simpler way to get really great results for your clients. Number 2, then you got to get out there. You got to change your message. Because I can tell you right now, nobody wants to buy wellness. Nobody wants to buy preventative medicine. Nobody wants to buy functional anything or holistic whatever, but they will pay handsomely when you help them overcome a serious health or wellness problem. And then number 3, you've got to change your income, because I know this is not about the money, but if you want to have a great business and you really want to have your impact, you've got to have a good revenue, and not only good revenue in sales, but you've got to have good profit.
Yeah.
And I mean, Elliot, can you stack on that a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, I think, so many people in the health industry and in this wellness sphere we're talking about just have such big hearts, and they want to help anyone who's coming to them. And the problem is they're burning out. All of these health and wellness experts are burning out. They're giving too much and receiving too little. And this doesn't help anyone in the long run. And one thing that, I've been saying a lot is like, let's focus on quality over quantity. Let's really make an impact and transformation on fewer people so that we really get the transformation that we want. You get to stay sane and healthy so you can continue to help more people, versus running around like crazy, burning yourself out, throwing out, quick fixes and here, try this, try that. And you're burning out and your clients aren't really getting that great of results. It doesn't make any sense just because you have this kind of martyrdom that you want to help everyone. But I think it's really important, and I connect with this very well, and I've been there. I think it's very important it's like, you got to sit that down. You got to really sit down and go, is what I'm doing really, really helping? Is it really helping my clients? Is it really helping me? Because if not, it's better to work with less people and get more transformation than tons of people and get mediocre transformation.
Exactly. And you don't need a signature program in order to start helping people right now. I literally talked to someone the other day too. It's like, yeah, I'm building my signature program. I'm getting all this together. I'm like, well, when do you expect to get clients in? Like in 6 months. I'm like, why are you waiting to take these amazing talents and, offer them to the world when there's people right now who need you? Mm-hmm. You don't need to build this giant signature program. Yeah, you can get it together and kind of structure it, but you don't need it first. Guys, Getting paralyzed thinking that you've got to have your program, you've got to get it perfect, is going to kill the business. It's going to kill the results. And on top of that, it's letting people who need your help out there right now just kind of vanish into the distance. And if you're serious about doing this and you're serious about really getting your impact out there and really helping people transform their health from one of sickness to one of wellness, then we invite you to come over to movethinksmile.com/change and just speak with Ellie or myself and talk about how we can change your business, how we can change the structure, how we can change the message that you're putting out there. So instead of people who see and read and watch your stuff, they don't take any action because they don't see your true value because you're basically camouflaging your talents, we can change that. And we can change the income too, and making sure that people are coming in and they're hiring you without making excuses or complaining about your price. It's super possible. I mean, in fact, this year we've had more of our wellness business clients pass the $20,000 and $50,000 marks than ever before. Last year, you guys know we walk the walk every day. We have our own wellness programs. Last year, our worst one launched after COVID. COVID started in March. We launched one in May 22nd, and it only did $234,000. Pretty good for being bad. We help people around the world integrate a functional, holistic wellness, health coaches, and practitioners do it all the time. And we might be able to help you too, but we won't know what's possible unless we have a chat. Super relaxed, super laid back, because we're used car people, aren't we, Elliot? We like to get in there and be super slimy, say bye, right?
Definitely. I'm sure you can see it written all over my face. But yeah, as Adam said, reach out, especially if you're resonating with just this paralysis around your program. It's something I'm hearing all of the time, just with conversations that I'm having with people that are interested in what we do, but then even conversations that I'm having with people that, are currently working with us. And, this is something a hurdle we have to always overcome is, what is that relationship with your program? And are you hiding behind your program? Is your program just triggering every ounce of perfectionism in you? Are you getting, stuck because you don't know which comes first, and you're just like, oh my gosh, and then you go down the road of, it's terrible. I don't know what I'm talking about. I might as well just throw my hands up in the air and give up because I can't even figure out my program. Right. So
Yeah.
if the program is just triggering you into this state of just like freak out, then we should definitely have a chat.
Yeah, guys. And when she says hiding behind the program, like, we get it. There's that imposter syndrome, putting yourself out there, especially if you're just new to this. You got the training, you're building stuff, you want to get out there, you want to have clients, or maybe you've worked with people before, like our client Maria, who actually got our health coaching certification and tried to build it for 6 months, but couldn't go anywhere. Then honestly went out there and went back to school and went into the sickness-based system because she wanted to help people in health, but that's the only way she knew how to do it. Became a physician assistant, then burnt out in a year. And then came back and, we helped her, basically change the way she was doing things with her wellness business. And she enrolled her very first lead that came from her marketing at $5,000 to help her lose weight. And then that next weekend, 26 more clients she enrolled or something like that. Like, it was crazy. Guys, this stuff is possible, and the confidence is it's a killer one, because there's a little thing in the back of your head that we call the burnout beast, and he's got a lot of little villains around him, right? One of them is confidence or low self-worth or imposter syndrome or whatever it is, and it's like they're sitting in the front of your car right now driving, and you're in the back seat. They're all battling for the wheel. So one minute you're going left, the next minute you're going right, next minute you're up on the curb, you hit a dumpster, you're like, what the heck just happened? Like, we can help you hogtie these guys and put them back in the trunk and make sure you're getting clients in there and making the impact that you were born to make with your exceptional talents, helping people get healthy, not just manage and mitigate the symptoms. So come on over to movethinksmile.com/change, get on the calendar. Let's talk. Let's see where you're at. Let's see if this is possible for you. Elia?
Yeah, I think that's it for me today. Yeah.
All right, everybody. I'm Adam. This is Elliot. Move, Think, Smile. Oh, and real quick, housekeeping note. On this coming Friday, we are going to have a super cool interview with one of our clients. Actually, it's a brother duo out of Washington State, Jake and Peter Deakins. And they're going to talk about how they literally tried to get out of the hospital system for 3.5 years, started their functional practice, right? But struggled, could not turn a profit, had to keep that job. And then how, without even spending a dime on advertising, did $59,000 in a 30-day period after we started working with them.
That was incredible.
All right, guys, come on over to movethinksmile.com/change. Let's see if we can help you too. Take care, everybody.